Yeah, he's like, I'm the
That's
owner.
some man.
He's like, I'm
Oh,
the
man, that's
I
some
final.
didn't
final
I didn't even
boss.
know he was like that.
Yo, bro, he
I
doesn't.
didn't imagine.
He's like a better Jerry Jones because he only comes out like once every 7 years, and then lays some wisdom, and that's it. All right, we live, boys.
All right, boys. What is this? Podcast number 2 of the new year?
Yep, to the new year. Super
2026
super wild card weekend.
Super Wild Card Weekend. It was a crazy weekend, guys, for the NFL. Crazy weekend for WWE. We're gonna talk about it all here live. What's been going on, boys? How we feeling?
Good, good. I'm actually excited for these playoffs.
Finally, a playoffs without Mahomes. Life, all of a sudden, the playoffs are interesting. Let's go.
Super hater
All
over
right,
here,
guys.
number
Well, we
two.
gotta start with the big news that came out yesterday after the Steelers lost in the wild card round yet again. This time to the Texans. They have fired, or sorry, Mike Tomlin has agreed to walk away, part ways with the Pittsburgh Steelers after what, 18 years, 19 years, guys.
19, yep.
We know the career that he's had there. Super Bowl champion, 7-time division champion, but they have not won a playoff game in a while. They've been one and done since 2017. Guys, was this the good move for the Steelers and for Mike Tomlin, and what's next for them?
I think it was the right move for Tomlin to move on. I think it was right for them to let him step down and let him leave on his own terms. I heard that people said they were kind of shocked about him leaving. Inside the organization, like the actual like coaches and stuff like that, which is kind of weird because it kind of felt like the writing was on the wall. It's the same thing that was going on with the Baltimore Ravens. Sometimes you just need a new voice, and the object of the game is to win a Super Bowl. It's not to be good enough to make the postseason. That's step one. Step two is making the playoffs, and I don't want to diminish having 19 seasons where you don't have a losing record. Coming from a Giants fan, Jets fan, we would take that in a heartbeat just to have winning records. So I don't want to undercut that accomplishment, but it's like, what next? It was kind of like it was Carson Palmer for the Bengals, where he was always no, sorry, Andy Dalton. He was always making the playoffs, but he could just never win the playoff game. Like it was just, and it's like, yeah, you were good, but you were never great. And it's kind of lucky that Tomlin has that one Super Bowl because if he's just known as the playoff, just making the playoffs and not going much, he probably might not make the Hall of Fame. Um, but I don't wanna diminish him right now. He did the honorable thing. I think the next step for him right now is television. There's no, Raf told me that would have to be traded, and I don't think anybody's willing to give up capital for a coach right now, especially with so many coaches being available. So maybe he'll be on TV for 2 years and then come back for head coaching. So I think it was the right move for the Steelers organization, get a fresh start.
I definitely agree because um, I feel like we're in a new era now, and of course, people like Matthew who are very scared of the future and are stuck in the past. And, their whole watching eyes. It doesn't matter if it's wrestling, if it's sports, if it's anything. They're scared, and nostalgia would always be their number one thing. But listen, as you mentioned, Jay, earlier before you started this, that a lot of these coaches are just nerds now, and these gurus that obviously they're actually really good at offense or defense. And I'm not saying Tomlin is better at any, but it's if you want to start a new culture, new era, and I feel like for Steelers and Ravens as well, that's what you want to do. And this is just why, like for example, like Pete Carroll leaving the getting fired in the Raiders, right? And then like Pete Carroll being a long tenure Seahawk coach. Look at Mike McDonald, right? It's just what his first year or second year, and all of a sudden they're good. So I just feel like it's more of like it's good for both sides because look, Tomlin he already has Hall of Fame ballot right there. If he ever comes back to coaching, he's already a Hall of Famer. For the Steelers, it's something that it's a fresh start new because obviously if he's actually gone and you actually go for a younger coach, that means A Rod is gone too. So that means new coach, new quarterback, new like fresh breath of air. And I just think it's a good way to like part ways for both sides. It didn't end ugly. How I could say that the Ravens ended with Harbaugh.
First of all, J Rod, don't compare Mike Tomlin and Andy Dalton, please, ever again in your life. That's number one. I don't want to hear it. He's lucky. He's lucky he has one because if not, he'd be Andy Dalton. I don't want to hear that.
No.
That's
That's
garbage.
That's not how I meant it. I meant like Andy Dalton. Like he didn't want to be Andy Dalton of coaches, where he's gonna only do it in the playoffs and not get over the hump. Like Andy Reid was like that. Like he didn't get over the hump. He only got to the Super Bowl, and he finally won it. Sorry,
Whatever.
I didn't mean to offend.
Don't compare. I don't want to hear Andy Dalton and Mike Tomlin in the same breath.
Sorry, I didn't want to hurt you. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings, Papa. I'm sorry.
Look, guys, it's Mike Tomlin was a great coach. We know it. Ninth all time in wins. Like you guys said, never had a losing record. That speaks for itself. But it was time to move on. It was time for him to move on. Because he had a winning record every single year, the Steelers were never able to rebuild. As Big Ben was washed after like 2017. I mean, I don't know if you guys remember that playoff game between Steelers and the Jaguars in the Blake Bortles year that they went to the AFC Championship game. It was Jaguars 45-42. They won that game. That was the last time I ever saw Big Ben. He just throwing bombs all over the field to AB like 50 yards. He threw like 500 yards that game, 5 TDs. That was the last time he was good. But the Steelers kept winning. And Mike Tomlin kept the Steelers in it every single year. Guys, he won with the remains of Big Ben, with Mason Rudolph, with Kenny Pickett, with the remains of Russell Wilson, and now the remains of Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he was still winning every single year as much as he could, and he never gave up. He never gave up on a season. And that ended up costing the Steelers is that they haven't had a quarterback since Big Ben. That's just what it comes down to. I think he will take a year off now, probably do TV like you said. But it's interesting. Where does he go after that? I mean, I'm interested to see what certain teams do after next season. Could the Packers maybe fire LaFleur this year or next year if it doesn't work out? If he doesn't take a year off, do the Ravens come calling? It's interesting to see what happens there. But for the Steelers, it's good. They finally get to reset, like you said, Rav. Get to rebuild. It can be as awful as they want. They can go and trade everybody. TJ Watt goodbye, Metcalf goodbye. Everybody get out. This is a complete rebuild now. So who do you guys think should be the Steelers' next guy at head coach?
I would go Flores.
That's a good one, yeah.
Flores. I don't know, man.
He was their defensive coordinator not too long ago.
Box. Like I heard the Notre Dame coach, his name be thrown out there a lot too.
Yeah, Freeman. Yeah, I think they go with Flores because I think their whole identity always has been defense.
Mm-hmm.
That's who Flores.
He was their defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be one of these coaches that are available. Like I don't think it's gonna be a Harbaugh. I don't think it's gonna be a.
Harbaugh would be funny.
Nah,
that would be fun.
I don't think so.
That's crazy.
And I think Mike McDaniels is gonna be a coordinator for some reason. I think he's gonna end up with the Lions, as the OC. So I don't know. I think they Steelers just go outside the box and they find somebody from the outside maybe, because It was crazy. I was watching First Things First, and they made a good point about like giving these coaches a runway, like giving them like a seven, like you have 7 years to build something because they made a good point. Having a coach there for 2 years doesn't really set a culture. You have to get your coaches in there, then you have to set routines, then you have to like get the personnel for those routines, and you have to get the players that you want. And that it takes time. You can't draft everybody in 1-2 years. So I wonder if the Steelers just find somebody that they just really like, somebody we don't know, some nobody, and just give him time to build something and see what he does.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. As for Mike Tomlin, guys, maybe the Jets do awful again. Aaron Glenn, goodbye. I'll take Mike Tomlin to the Jets. What does Ralph say to that?
I'm sorry, Matt, but I don't see you guys being good in many years. So even a good coach like him would do nothing, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah, brother. I don't think. I think if Mike Tomlin was available right now, I think the Jets would be like literally last on his list. Because there's just nothing there, bro. There's just nothing there.
Probably. As for the other piece of this game, guys, Aaron Rodgers, Raph, your guy all of a sudden now, A-Rod.
Not my guy. No.
Other playoff loss. We know the career of Rodgers, 21 years, 4 MVPs, Super Bowl MVP, 4th all time in touchdowns, 5th all time in yards. Raph, is this the end for Aaron Rodgers? And if it is, what's his legacy?
Well, for me, I always thought about this, and you guys can obviously agree with me that there's a lot of legends in sports in general that still think that they got it, and they don't know when to hang it up. And he's in that category. I feel like he doesn't know when to hang it up. And you can even say the same thing about Brady. Brady didn't know when to hang it up. He could have stopped, his once he finished that Bucks, his first year with the Bucks, he could have just easily said 7 is done, I'm done. For Rodgers, the only other team I would maybe see him going to is like the Colts, because they love them old ass quarterbacks. But if I was him, I would take this time to reflect. He had an amazing career, Hall of Fame career, first ballot. Just know that you went out your way. In my opinion, when I see legends going out their own way, not being forced out the league, that's the best thing for me to see. So I would like for him to just call it quits right now.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers to me, top 10 all time for sure. You guys both think he's top 10 for sure, right? Top 5?
Yeah. No.
I say no. Okay.
I'll put him like 8 or 7 in that range.
I agree.
I gotta write this shit. I gotta think.
Maybe 6. Maybe at 6 I'll put him. Maybe at 6 or 7.
Stop. Continue, bro. Continue.
But guys, Aaron Rodgers, he was a guy that should have been vying for 2nd or 3rd all time. That's what he should have been, because the arm talent, guys, when push comes to shove, I think he has the greatest arm we've ever seen. Better than Brady, better than all these guys. He was the king of the Hail Marys, guys. I was watching Rodgers highlights last night and all these incredible throws in these big games. But then I looked at Rodgers and his playoff career since that long ago Super Bowl in 2010, where Raph, let's not forget, the NFC Championship game, he was going against third-string quarterback Caleb Haney. Raph, tell me, who was Caleb Haney? Nobody knows.
I don't know, Matt.
Nobody knows. And ever since then, I looked at all the losses. J-Rod to your Giants, twice to the Colin Kaepernick 49ers, to the Legion of Boom, the MVP Matt Ryan. And then towards the latter end, the Brady in a home playoff game, the Jimmy G twice. And I said, that was it. Those were it right there. Early on, it was, well, he never got a defense. Well, he never threw to a first round receiver that was drafted. Fine. But then in the end, you had Devontae Adams. He was the best receiver in the league, and you were MVP. You couldn't get it done again and again and again. 3 straight times where you just choked away in the playoffs. And if Rodgers gets 2 more Super Bowls, you can argue he's second all time. There's an argument to be made. Now it's a little bit of a what if. Guy has a massive ego, massive ego. Set my Jets back for 20 years with what he did. But that's the career of Aaron Rodgers. So I do think he should hang. I do think he should hang it up. Will he? I'm gonna say he will. I do think though, guys, if let's say like next season, a team that's always in the playoffs, let's say like the Rams or something. Say Stafford, middle of the season, they're like 9-3, and Stafford gets hurt, and Rams say, we need a quarterback. You don't think Rodgers would be like, yeah, I'm interested. I could play 2 months for you guys and see what happens. I think he could possibly do something like that at some point.
My only rebuttal to that would be that since we have such a bad quarterback draft class, other than Mendoza, that gives him an opportunity to still play. So, we'll see. It all depends.
Every time he has his last game, it's always a shit show, and then they're like, "Hey, he's not gonna go out that way. He's gonna come back."
It is.
What is it? What is enough gonna be enough? When is it the last dance gonna be the last dance? Aaron Rodgers' legacy. This is kind of tough because the 4 MVPs, you can't get around that. That's amazing. I think winning the MVP in the NFL is one of the hardest things to do. I think it's harder to win the MVP in the NBA. So, because there's just so many players on the field to do it 4 times, especially when Tom was in the league at the time. You had, Phillip Rivers, and you had Ben Roethlisberger, Drew Brees, all these guys. You still winning MVPs during that time. So, that's impressive. But like Matt pointed out, the playoff resume isn't great. And I think when you actually sit it down, is he top 10? I think he is, but if you actually sit down and think about it, you say, is he top 5? Are you taking him over Tom, Pat, Peyton, Joe Montana, John Elway? Are you taking over any of those 5?
We gotta start saying the 2 and 5 range. We can't even mention number 1. Let's not even mention number 1 again. Just say 2 and 5 range.
But are you taking over any of those 5?
No. Elway, I don't know. Elway, maybe.
Okay, so then I have
that.
Are you taking him over Favre?
I would, yeah.
He was Favre's backup, so no.
And he has 2 Super Bowls to Peyton's. To Aaron's 1.
It's tough. It's just.
And I'm gonna throw this curveball at you, Matt. What about your boy Matty Stafford? If he wins the Super Bowl this year and he wins the MVP, do you have him ahead of Aaron all time?
Yeah, I would. Yeah, if Stafford were to win, yeah, I would.
Stop it right there, man. Let's have the discussion another day because I didn't come with my notes. No, I'm not putting Matthew Stafford over Aaron Rodgers.
I personally have Drew Brees over Rodgers, but I know you guys don't.
See?
I do.
And,
you do?
You guys
okay.
have Drew Brees over him. I didn't even mention Drew Brees. So that would
Drew Brees is he's in my top 5. Drew Brees is in my top 5.
9. That would put him at 8 or 9. And then when it's all said and done for Josh Allen, is he going to be looked at better than Aaron Rodgers? Just because.
Whoa!
I'm just saying. I'm
time
just
out.
saying, bro.
Time
Like the way the league is
out.
moving, it's just like there is a slim
I mean,
possibility.
all right.
I'm sorry. There's a slim possibility that Drake May might win his first MVP and Super Bowl in his second year. Like, that's a great start to your career. You know what I mean? So I just think, like, the lack of playoff success is going to hurt Aaron Rodgers' legacy moving forward. And when we start thinking about him, he's going to be looked at more like Peyton, where he was, like, amazing in the regular season, but when it came to crunch time, he couldn't get it done. And that's kind of the asterisk that's on Peyton's career. The only difference is that Peyton has 2 Super Bowls, where Aaron's going to end with, 1. And majority of the time that the Packers would lose, or Aaron would lose in the playoffs, it was kind of his fault. It was like he was, the defense wasn't great, but he didn't play well against the Buccaneers, against Tom Brady that one time. He played awful in the last game against Detroit, where they missed the playoffs. I don't remember that game, but before Detroit was actually good, and they lost that last game. They didn't make it to the playoffs that year. So, I mean, he had great moments, but he's going to be looked at as an all-time legend, but I think he could have been top 5, hands down. He might have been the greatest quarterback if he would have won, 3 Super Bowls maybe.
Guys, let's not forget that if he didn't choke that 2014 NFC Championship against Dylan's guy Russell Wilson, we would have got Brady versus Rodgers, bro.
Yep.
And that what championship was that for Brady? Number 5? I think that was 5.
The
4.
Seahawks one?
4?
No, the Seahawks one was 4.
4?
Yeah.
Okay, 4.
4.
Right. So let's say he did beat Brady. That would have been 2 to what? 3?
2 to 3.
Oh.
Yeah.
It changes everything,
It
bro.
would have been 2 to 3 closer, and he has more MVPs. So you'd have been all right. He was the better player, and he can get it done in the playoffs. It was the fact that he only got it done once, and Matt pointed it out. Who did he beat in the playoffs to get there? And not to, we're nitpicking here because these are the greats, and we have to nitpick for the greats. Look at the division he was in: Detroit Lions, the Chicago Bears. Not a lot going on with those teams over there. You know what I mean? So it's just
The Vikings, like
the Vikings. I mean, you had Kirk Cousins towards the end a little bit, but it was never. So I made, again, top 10 quarterback, a legend, but I feel like he underachieved in his career.
He underachieved,
Yeah.
Definitely. All right, so we'll see if that's it for the career of Aaron Rodgers. We saw at the end of that game, the last 10 minutes of that game was all the broadcast just showing him on the sidelines, showing the walk-off. He loves that.
Guys, revisit our last podcast. What did I say was going to happen? The same thing that happened to Big Ben, it just happened to Aaron Rodgers, and I said it, bro.
What do you think? What do you think he does? I think he goes on a 6-month tour on the Pat McAfee show, on all these shows, talking about how he's gonna retire, and then when he doesn't get signed to a team, he'll be like, "All right, I'm actually retired," and that's it. I don't think he plays next year. I think he's done.
Yeah, maybe he won't announce it, but he just won't get signed, and then a year or 2 from now, he'd be like, "I'm all right, I'm retired."
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll see what happens with Aaron Rodgers. Guys, the defending champion Philadelphia Eagles out in round 1. J-Rod loves it. Lose 23-19 to the 49ers. Rough year for the Eagles coming off the Super Bowl. Just constant controversy. Fired their offensive coordinator yesterday. J-Rod, where do the Eagles go from here?
Straight to hell. I can give 2 shits. I'm so happy they lost. Let me say something with the Philadelphia Eagles, okay? Y'all lost to a team with the hospital bill is more than the cap space they got over there. Okay, and you had the audacity for a fully stacked squad. You have AJ Brown there. Okay, you have Jalen Hurts. You have Saquon. Okay, you have Devontae Smith. You have Cooper Najee on the defensive side. He's getting some from Nikki Bella, so he should be on pinpoint top shape. Okay, and you lose to Brock Purdy when he loses his only weapon. Okay, basically George Kittle. Not only is he a great tight end, people talk about how he's the life of the team. He goes out, he's done, okay? And you can't beat the 49ers. You can't get past that defense. Everybody wants to blame Kevin Petula, and I get it. The offensive, schemes weren't great. But I think what really needs to be talked about is that the year they won the Super Bowl, they were carried by that offensive line. And that defense got hot at the right time. People tend to forget that towards the end of the season last year, the defense wasn't great in the beginning. It caught fire towards the end. At the right time, it took over, and give them kudos. They won the Super Bowl doing it that way. But when you constantly have A.J. Brown complaining, Kevin Petula was I don't remember Kevin Petula was there last year. I don't think he was, right? This was his first year, right?
No, he wasn't.
Okay, so Kevin Petula wasn't there last year, but A.J. Brown was still complaining. He's still complaining about getting touches. He's still complaining not getting the ball enough. When Kevin Petula wasn't there, you think that's going to change with a new OC? I don't think so. The Philly fans don't want him. Obviously, he's not doing well in the locker room. Okay? This is deeper than just the OC. And, I want to believe in Jalen Hurts because I think he gets a lot of crap, even though he's an Eagles quarterback. But your chances are kind of running out, dude. And like you, the Super Bowl champion, and you have that cushion. But if you want to be looked at one of these top tier quarterbacks in this league, you got to come through in these moments. You got to beat that team when they're down and out. So I think the Eagles are gonna try to get an OC. I don't know if they move any pieces. Maybe AJ Brown wants to be traded. Who knows? It's the beginning of the offseason, but it's gonna be a step back for the Philadelphia Eagles, and they're gonna have to reset. And Dallas is coming. Dallas is they hungry. They reset. They gotta get their coach. And the Commanders too. They reset. And don't sleep on my Giants neither. Don't be sleeping on my Giants. Once we get out
I'm snoring.
Don't be snoring on my Giants, Raph. Don't be snoring
Make
on
it
my
a
Giants.
pillow.
I haven't forgot your fucking bet either, bro. I got you. Don't worry. I haven't forgot about you. I know I owe you money. But yeah, but not for real. The Eagles this is a bad loss for the Eagles because no way should the 49ers be on the next round of these playoffs.
I want me to go mad at you.
Yeah, I'll go quick here. Look, it was a rough year for the Eagles, and I think AJ Brown has got to go. They got to find some way. They got to get rid of him. They got to trade him, do whatever. Really, you could really blame Nick Sirianni for this a lot too. I just don't think he has the locker room at all. And I wonder if that's more because of AJ Brown or because of him. That's what I'm interested to see next year how it plays out, because I really don't think AJ Brown's going to be there next year. So if there's still problems in the locker room, if the Eagles still can't figure it out, then Sirianni should be the one more to blame there. Because AJ Brown's a great receiver. Like, we know what AJ Brown can do. We saw in Tennessee. We saw his first couple years there in Philadelphia. Like, he's an elite receiver. And you just have to figure it out how to use him and how to use him effectively. But it was not a good look for AJ. They're arguing with Sirianni and that he's dropping passes there. That's not necessarily a good look. But we'll see where the Eagles go from here. I still have faith in Jalen Hurts, Raph. No, you don't, but I have faith in Jalen Hurts. I think the Eagles, if they get rid of A.J. Brown, they will be okay for next year.
Okay. Let me debunk everything you guys just said. First of all, let me start with A.J. Brown. Like you said, a lead receiver, no doubt about it. Handing the ball one-on-one, you can arguably say that one-on-one, he probably is the best one-on-one receiver, because who really is that strong as him and can catch the ball when he's one-on-one. I think he's a Patriot next year. I think it's pretty inevitable. He's going to reunite with Vrabel, and he's always wanted to be a Patriot. So I would not be surprised if they were to pull that trigger, because for as much as Stephon Diggs is good, I feel like you should keep adding on to what Drake May already has. So regarding AJ Brown, I think it's just two sides that just couldn't agree on their usage. They wanted to. I mean, that's the thing, guys. That for as much as these super teams look good on paper, there's a lot of egos. There's a lot of mouths to feed, and like at the end of the day, it's just one ball, And I will mention this because me and Matt, we were bowling that day that they won, and rewatching the game, I saw that they were handing and they were forcing the ball to Saquon when they didn't do it all year. All year you've been handing the ball off to everyone else, and then now you change your game plan and you want to hand off the ball to Saquon. Use him how you should have been using him in week 1 till now, and now everything is just so like forced. Like it's like here's the ball, damn, go ahead, or to Brown, here's the ball, damn, go do something, and that's just the offense will never be fluent. It will never be smooth like that. Yeah. So it's just a situation that you have to, as much as I don't like, I'm not gonna say I hate Hurts because I don't hate him, but as much as I don't like him, I think that you have to be like, you got to stop changing your OC every single year, because this is going to be the 6th season with him as a new OC, and it's like damn, bro, like you're constantly hearing these voices telling you how you should play, but it's just like you should always have one consistent, even if obviously maybe it's gonna take some time to get used to, but you should always have a consistent OC, especially with a team like that, so stacked. Like, come on. But yeah, regarding the Eagles, I think that next year is going to be a year to keep your eye on Sirianni. I mean, because as you mentioned, Matt, for as good as a coach he can be, if you lose your locker room, then who are you really a coach anymore, or are you just one of the guys? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like several things to keep an eye on, because obviously the league has caught up now to the Eagles and the Chiefs, and we're finally not getting Chiefs and Eagles in the Super Bowl. The league is catching up, so it's like, how do you adapt to that?
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with the Eagles. Real quick, as far as Saquon Barkley, guys, I dropped off a little bit from last year. Is this a thing that's going to continue, or was it just, the workload from last year was a lot?
I just don't think the offensive line was as good as this year, and I think that, people, you get film eventually. You see blocking schemes, and you see how they make these holes for Saquon, and you just adjust, So if you don't adapt, again, maybe the new OC had something to do with the run game. Maybe, I don't know, but I think, I have a question. Do you guys think we would have been discussing this if we didn't hear any bad publicity from the locker room? Like, we usually have, it would be like, oh, the Eagles just lost. You can't. It's hard to beat the Super Bowl. I think it's the fact that we heard the drama that makes it worse.
Yep.
Yeah, because it was all season long.
Yeah.
All season long.
So.
All right, so we'll see what happens with the Eagles next season, guys. Let's move on here to the Chicago Bears. Brass got Caleb Williams and the Bears. No Aaron Rodgers on the Packers to own them anymore. This is the Packers collapse. Up 21-6, and then up 27-16 with 5 minutes left. And Caleb Williams and the Bears, massive comeback. They win this one 31-27. Rav, I'll start with you. Was this more about the Bears comeback or the Packers collapse?
Okay, Skip. I'm going to say 2 things right now, Skip. At the end of the day, guys, I'm always right. And why do I say that? Why do you guys think I say that? Huh? Because I think it was around week 4, week 5. What did I say about Ben Johnson? What did I say about the Lions? What did I say about Caleb Williams? Guys, I don't mean to, brag, but listen, I said about Ben Johnson, I think that he was a good coach. I think that the Lions are going to miss him very much. And where are the Lions right now, Matt? Where are the Lions at right now, man? I think they're watching Caleb Williams from home. Okay, so this is where the controversy starts because when they lost, the Packers lost. A lot of people were questioning, especially Cameron Carrasquillo. He was saying, "Yo, this should be LaFleur should get fired. This is you shouldn't have blah 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 blah." But at the end of the day, it wasn't LaFleur who missed those kicks. It was the kicker. And if he makes those field goals, would we be talking about Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson right now? I don't know, and I know that we would not be saying anything good, right? So, again, like Sirianni, just keep an eye on LaFleur next year. Maybe he has a leash. Maybe the extension is not anything more than 2 years. Maybe it's a 1-year extension. But, this is more about the Bears' comeback because the Packers, they literally lost because their kicker could not make a field goals, I mean. So it's not really that. It's not LaFleur's fault. It was because the Bears came back on that.
Yeah, I agree. I think at some point you have to just give credit to the Bears because they've been doing this kind of all season. So it's not like it's just what they do. They have a flat start, and in the second half they come roaring back. And Caleb Williams needs to literally have his back against the wall in order to play great, and he's been doing it all season. And I think when the Packers have a lot of injuries on the team, it's hard to say that they kind of collapsed because it's probably just the better team ended up just winning and doing what they're supposed to do. I just think the Bears have this season to them where they can't be stopped, and they had to win this game. Like losing to the Packers, your division rival, after making the playoffs and hosting them, you can't lose in the first round and not to your division rival. Like that cannot happen. So I think it was just more of the Bears' will to just it's a new dawn of a new day. We got our head coach, we got our quarterback, we have our team, we're ready to make a push, and you gotta give them credit for it.
Yeah, look, I look at this two ways, and on the one hand, for the Bears and Caleb Williams, this season and this game has the potential to like put Caleb Williams as that's who was the number one overall pick. Like that's the guy that could be a top 5 quarterback in this league very soon. That's the guy who could win MVPs down the line. And we'll see what happens as these playoffs continue. But for the Packers, I think it's more about Packers because of what Raph said, that Cameron Carrasquillo said, Matt LaFleur. If they had just lost and just gotten blown out, it wouldn't have been such a thing. It would be like, all right, had a bunch of Michael Parsons went out and they lost their last 4 straight, and it just wasn't meant to be anymore once he got hurt. They were up, and Jordan Love was putting on a show, and things were looking up, and it's like, oh, okay, here come the Packers. Maybe they could surprise some people in these playoffs. And this is the 4th time this season, guys, that the Packers have blown a 10-point lead in the 4th quarter. And no, every other team, the most is 1. So that's concerning because it's like, all right, that changes the entire season and the outlook of the season for the Packers if they win at least 2 of those games. So for Matt LaFleur, next year is a big year to see if, all right, are you the guy or are you just a great offensive mind? Are you an actual head coach or are you an OC at best? I mean, we saw he turned around Aaron Rodgers' career, right, after Mike McCarthy left in Green Bay. He turned it around there, but is he just a great offensive mind? So that I think is interesting to see the Packers for next year.
Yeah, man.
I'm glad you mentioned something first, Matt. You talked about Peyton Nails Williams being put on the map, being put on possible top 5 talks. My rebuttal to that would be not just yet, but there's a certain game happening on Sunday night that can for sure put him on the map. Because if you tell me that number 18 beats MVP, that's what I gotta say.
That's not gonna happen.
I just come here. I read my notes. I tell you guys my notes, and that's all I do. That's what I do. That's what I do. What do I know? What do I know, Matthew? What do I know, Matt?
No, maybe you know something I don't know.
Talking about knowing stuff, guys. Before we get to the next topic, me and J Rod went 5-1 this weekend, and Matthew went 4-2. Are you concerned about your predictions, Matt? Because so far, it's looking good for me and J Royd.
Oh, I got wrong. The Steelers and the Eagles, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I got the Eagles wrong. J Rod got who you got wrong?
I got the Jags. I picked the Jags.
Jags.
No, I went more than J-Rod. What did I go?
Hold on, I got the book.
Jags
I got my
win.
book. Hold on, I got my book.
Let me take a look at my notes here.
Oh yeah. Matt got 3 wrong because he went Jags.
Yeah, I got
Eagles. Raph, Raph. I got the Bears, Niners, Rams. I got the whole NFC right. I got the Jags wrong in the AFC.
What do I get wrong?
You got the Eagles wrong in the NFC, and you got the whole AFC.
So
right.
I got damn.
Because you guys.
No, I'm not concerned.
You're the only one that picked the Bills, and I was the only one that picked the Niners.
I'm not concerned because I think we're going to be on the opposite sides of some games this weekend. So I think that'll either make or break.
Oh man!
Bracket.
Oh man!
So we'll see there. We'll get into the predictions a little bit later. As far as 2 guys who are out of these playoffs early, Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars, Justin Herbert and the Chargers, guys. The Jaguars lose 27-24. Trevor Lawrence with the game-sealing interception to seal the Jaguars' fate. And as far as the Chargers and Herbert lose 6-3 to the Patriots, no offense whatsoever. Raph, these are your 2 guys here, formerly maybe now, suffers more from this loss here.
Okay. It's tough because you have to look at circumstances here, right? You know, Herbert lost his 2 big boys in the offensive line, you know? He lost Rashawn Slater and he lost Joe Alt. But at the end of the day, we shouldn't give excuses for Mr. Herbert. Great quarterbacks make great things happen. And that was just, for as much as a good defense the Patriots have, scoring 3 points on them is pathetic. It's not what you do. For Lawrence, I can at least say that, look, we were in the 4th quarter, and if Josh Allen didn't get that tush push of hell, he might have won the game, you know? So, you know, this is definitely very concerning on Herbert. And listen, I don't know. Maybe does Harbaugh, does he say you're on a leash next year? If I give you a full healthy team and a good team next year and you don't perform, what is Harbaugh going to say? Huh? We don't know, but this is definitely more on Herbert. Ugly look on him. Mind you, Trevor Lawrence, this is the overperformance year. They did great as a team. So
no. See, that's where we disagree, Rav, because the Jaguars were coming off here red hot into these playoffs. Red hot.
Yeah.
At home against the Bills. Like, this is your chance now to show people I'm Trevor Lawrence and let's do some magic in these playoffs.
Okay.
You didn't look as great as I would have thought that the former number 1 overall pick, former top prospect, Raph claimed was going to be better than Joe Burrow should look.
Wait, what is Joe Burrow and where's Trevor? Oh, I'm sorry, bro.
Joe Burrow has Super Bowl appearance.
Wait, when was the last time Joe Burrow went to the play? Oh, it's been a minute. It's been a hot minute.
But guys, and then that last drive, I know the Bills with that miraculous tush push from hell, like you said, Rob. That should be banned. That shouldn't even be a play. Uh, but I was looking forward to Trevor Lawrence. What was he gonna do here? He had plenty of time. Like this was all right. Let me see a game-winning drive here. And on the first play
throw
of the drive, throw it into tight coverage there. It was a good throw, great play by the defender, but you didn't need to make that throw right then and there. And it's picked, and that's it. And the first throw of the game, like, look, for Herbert, yeah, he didn't look too great, but he had injuries, and the receivers weren't necessarily all that in the game either. Allen and McConkey weren't really getting much separation. The Patriots have a great defense, but for Trevor Lawrence, you had a chance here to really go deep in these playoffs. You had a great team. You were red hot going in. You had home field advantage, and you couldn't get it done. So I think Trevor Lawrence suffers a little bit more. Do think Herbert, like you said, Ref, could be getting a closer eye looked at him for next year, though. It's just a little bit.
Sometimes I think that we as a sports fan base, we sometimes overcomplicate things. And I think we look too deep into things when the answer is kind of just staring us in the face. Trevor Lawrence has one playoff win. Okay. That one playoff win, my man threw 4 interceptions. And won the game. Mr. Matt, do you know who was on the other side of the field when that happened?
And that happened to be Justin Herbert.
Okay. So he has one playoff victory. Okay. To Justin Herbert 0. You talk about opportunity. You talk about seizing the moment. Matt, what division do the Chargers play in?
The Chargers, the West, AFC West.
Yeah. Who is not in the playoffs right now?
And City Chiefs.
Yeah, the Kansas City Chiefs is not there right now. So you want to talk about seizing a moment? You're talking about your main rival in your division not there. That's not even talking about Lamar Jackson. Let's not talk about the fact that you might not have to see the Bills if you would have won this playoff game. Okay? You would have saw the Patriots. I'm sorry, you would have saw the Texans. No. Texans? Yeah, you would have saw the Texans. That's missing your moment. I know that Justin Herbert has had hurt teams, but at some point in time, you got to get the job done, man. You got to. The excuses have to stop. Guys, where were we last year? We were playing bowling, and we saw this man turn the ball over twice in big moments. He got shellacked. And he was supposed to win that game. They were heavy favorites to win that game. And he lost. The excuses have to stop for Justin Herbert. They have to. He's supposed to be this top 5 QB. He's supposed to be this all-world talent. I keep hearing how he has this great arm and how he's going to carry a franchise. And this has been going on for 5 years. And he hasn't made no progress. How is it that Lamar gets all this heat for being a shitty quarterback and Lamar has 2 MVPs to Justin Herbert's nothing? No playoff victories, no MVPs, and yet I feel like some people would still take Herbert over Lamar. It's nonsense. I don't know what it is about him that he gets this little padding and grace around him. It infuriates me. He's not a bad player, but he's damn sure not a top 5 quarterback. Okay, and when it comes to the playoffs, he's just not him. I haven't seen anything to prove to me that he's him. So it's definitely Justin Herbert who suffers more from this playoff loss.
But Trevor Lawrence was a top number 1 pick. Like, he had all this glory coming out of him from Clemson, from college. Like, he was the guy.
I got it, but he also doesn't have. He's also on his 3rd head coach, and he doesn't have Jim Harbaugh either. and he just got a decent weapon right now. And don't get me started on how he supposed to have Travis Hunter, and he basically got hurt mid-season, and he's still. I know he didn't play well in the beginning of the season, and he had a great defense. But like you said, the last couple of games he was on fire. So much so that people were trying to talk him into the MVP race. Justin Herbert.
Exactly. And you do that,
but we're not gonna punish success when there's mediocrity right next to it. We talk about the mediocrity.
But that was mediocrity.
Who?
That game. You had a chance there to beat the Bills. You had home. I get it, but look at the O-line. The receivers sucked in that game. And I get it. He missed a couple plays, but if the team was healthy, I mean, could things have been different? Maybe.
I'm not hearing that, bro. They were healthy enough to get to the playoffs, right? So
barely.
Listen, at the end of the day, you gotta get it done. I'm not gonna sit here and Trevor was more. He was hotter streaking into the playoffs, so he deserves to do better. Like, he had harder competition. He wasn't playing Drake May. He was playing Josh Allen. You know what I mean? Like, that's a way different person.
I mean, the Patriots were better than the Bills this year.
And guess what? If the Jags would have played the Patriots and scored the same amount of points, they would have won and they would have advanced. You switch them, it's the same results for the Chargers. They still get walloped.
We don't know that.
I'm just saying. The Justin Herbert, he has to stop getting this pass. I keep hearing how great he is, and I don't see it. Never in the playoffs, not once.
These guys are kind of on similar career paths. Very ironic that, like you said, J-Rod, the first playoff win for Trevor Lawrence was against Justin Herbert. The only one. So.
Oh, and every time they play each other, look it up, fucking Trevor Lawrence outplays Herbert. Every time. They play each other 4 times, and he's 4-0 against Herbert. Did you know that?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's just you were 14-3. Like, you were there at home against the Bills, who weren't that good this year in the regular season, and you couldn't get it done.
So what happens? Every time somebody goes down on the Chargers, he loses the offensive line. We're just gonna be like, oh, don't worry, Justin. Don't worry. Next year, you get him next year. Don't worry about it. Every year that's gonna happen.
All right. So if the Jaguars do the same thing in the regular season for next year, go 14-3, and they host a playoff game and they lose again, then will you say, okay, Trevor Lawrence, what's going on?
Okay. I don't want you to think that I'm not giving blame to Trevor Lawrence. I'm just giving more of the blame to Justin Herbert. Like, yes, Trevor Lawrence has to get it done. What you're saying is correct. He's the number 1 pick. He has to get. The team is too good for him to be mediocre. He needs to be good, especially with the team is structured now. But Justin Herbert has more pressure on him now because he's been less successful. No playoff wins. No type of noise in the playoffs. He's had a couple of regular seasons where he's like, oh, he could be an MVP candidate, but nothing, no hardware, nothing physical, no evidence, nothing to show that he can get it done in the playoffs. But I do know he can give up a big ass lead in the playoffs. That I do know. I've seen that happen before.
Well, the end of the line this season for both Trevor Lawrence and Justin Herbert. Let's move on, guys. So 2 MVP candidates, probably number 1 and 2 MVP this year, Matty Stafford and the Rams, Drake May and the Pats. Both had their share of struggles in these games. Rav, I'll start with you. Which QB do you have more confidence in going into next week?
Okay. Let me check my notes.
I'll give you a reminder.
Let me check my notes.
The Bears are playing the Rams.
Okay.
I want to give a little context. It's in Chicago, and it's reported to be 12 degrees. And then the Patriots are playing the Texans. in New England. I don't know what the weather's gonna be like yet, but they're gonna be in
I think I just saw it was like in the 30s,
the 30s.
calm
So,
35.
that information. Now make your judgment call.
I've been saying it since the playoffs started, guys. AFC Championship will be Buffalo versus Patriots at May. It will be at May, but I have more confidence in Drake May defeating the second best defense in the league because Drake May is better than CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud got carried by his defense. Oh my God, he's horrible. That's one of Matt's guys, by the way. Don't forget that, Jake. That's one of his guys.
No, CJ Stroud is my Trevor Lawrence and Herbert to you. They're former.
Fair enough.
You don't really care about them anymore. That's
fair enough. But yeah, back to a serious note. I think that this is very important for both teams, for both quarterbacks. I mean, but who do I think have a better game? I think that Stafford will have a better game because you're facing Chicago's defense, who's not that good. And my guy's going to face the second best defense in the league.
People are calling it secondary, bro.
They're called the Border Patrol for a reason. They're called the Border Patrol. But no, I think that it's going to be depending on the run game for the Patriots. I think the Patriots are going to win that game. I think he's going to have a decent game. But listen, Brady had his decent games, and they still went to the Super Bowl. So the still remains.
Huh. That's interesting.
This is not about Brady. This is about now. Matt, I know you're stuck with nostalgia. Let's talk about now. But yeah, I got May having Stafford had the better game, but yeah.
So,
Okay.
wait, are you saying the Patriots? You saying like Stafford lose? Well, I guess we're making predictions later. But you're saying Stafford's gonna have a better game this week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stats wise, yes.
Holds for the stat paffer, right?
This is tough, man, because that weather in Chicago, I feel like that's just gonna suck. And I don't know how much Matthew Stafford's gonna be airing out the ball in that weather. And they have a great running back, so they could just hand it off a couple of times. You know what I mean? But then again, the Patriots' offense against that Texans defense, I really thought the Steelers would have a better chance against them with DK Metcalf coming back, but nope. They just shut that whole shit down. I'm gonna say Drake May has a better game than Matthew Stafford. I'm gonna say that he shocks the world, and this is gonna be his I'm fucking for real game. And I think the Texans have had a good story, but I think their offense is just not gonna hold up with their defense, and eventually the defense is gonna get got. And I think if anybody can figure it out, maybe Mike Vrabel can. And Josh McDaniel is that OC, don't y'all forget. And he's been coaching the best of all time, and he knows how to get rid of tough defenses. So, I think I'm gonna go with Drake May having a better game, at least for this week.
The answer is obviously, and always has been,
CJ Stroud.
Matthew Stafford.
Always just use it. I mean, you would.
Drake May did not, like, I was not expecting Drake May to struggle like he did. Then I looked at his numbers and I was like, oh, that's what Drake May's been doing all year. That's put him in the so-called MVP conversation, according to Raf and many others who don't know anything that they're talking about. Drake May, just a mid performance, and he missed some throws and fumbled, and it just didn't look too good against the Chargers. I mean, are we serious? But but as far as Stafford, it did surprise me that he struggled the way he did against the Panthers. They almost lost that game, and I mean, Puka Nacua used all the IQ that he has because he doesn't have much of it off the field. He has it on the field to save that game for Matt Stafford and the Rams. I mean, he played defense there to take the pick away, and that would have ended the Rams 8. And Stafford did what he does, and he threw a game-winning touchdown, a beautiful throw. That's Raf to J-Rod connection right there, if I've ever seen one. Just a phenomenal throw, and he got it done. So I think Matt Stafford will have the better game. He will bounce back big time. The Rams, while Drake May plays what Drake May has been all year. Just so with that, guys, as we're talking about these games, our predictions. This week's divisional round of the playoffs. Let's start with what we just talked about, guys. The Texans at the Patriots at Drake May. Raf, who do you got?
3 p.m. game, day game. I got Patriots winning 24-21. Close battle. My guy wins. My guy goes to the AFC Championship game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look at Jay, man. Look at Jay. Yo, I'm speaking. Jay's like, oh yeah, I'm writing this shit down.
I'm gonna go with the Patriots also. I just think that the Texans they just do a loss. I like the way the Patriots responded against the Chargers. It was a little sloppy on offense, but they had a great defensive game on that side. I trust Vrabel more than I trust DeMarco. Yeah, I'm gonna go Patriots with this one.
Guys, I went back and forth on this. I was tossing and turning all night, in the words of Skip Bayless. Because saw the Patriots struggled in that game. Then I saw what the Texans defense did to Rodgers and the Steelers. Like Raf said, that incredible defense, Border Patrol. And Drake is Stephon Diggs and Kendrick Booty and Hunter Henry and those boys going to do much against that Border Patrol.
Oh, they will.
No, but maybe he can, but will they get enough separation? Are they good enough at this point? Is Diggs still great enough to do that? Let
me tell you something right now. Before you make your decision, let me just tell you something right now. Go look up the league leading receivers as of right now in the playoffs. They are all role players, bro. They are all role players. So it's not about the Diggs. It's not about okay, but listen. If Brady and the Brady era has ever showed you anything, is that role players, regarding the role play receivers, are the ones that winning the championship games, not always the superstar
Yeah,
ones.
it could be a Kendrick Booty or whatever. I mean, that's
Also, I'm gonna help you out a little bit. Don't you remember Stephon Diggs' revenge game against the Bills that he went off?
It's perfect. He's gonna beat the Houston Texans, and then he's gonna beat the Buffalo Bills. Matt, read the script, bro. I'm trying to help you win some money, bro.
It's right there.
Make your decision, Matt.
The key for me though was that CJ Stroud looked really bad that game against the Steelers, and I don't know what has occurred. What has happened to CJ Stroud, guys? Those first 2 years, it was like this guy's up next. That's the guy. That he's top 5. That the Texans have a very bright future, and they still do. But if CJ Stroud was like he was those first 2 years, we might be talking about the Texans a little bit differently. So with that being said, guys, I have a very tight game. This being a defensive game, guys. Both teams elite defenses. I'm gonna go the Patriots though.
Ooh, so all three of them.
I'm gonna go 1917 Pats in
1970.
this one.
Okay. All right.
You know what that means, guys? All three of us have the same team. That means Houston will see you in Buffalo.
No, we had similar teams a lot. We had a lot of similar teams.
All right. Next one.
Next game, let's do the other team we were talking about before, the Rams. The Rams at Caleb Williams at the Chicago Bears in Chicago. J-Rod, you said 12 degrees. I saw it's going to feel like 0 degrees when that game starts. Of course, they gave them the nighttime game in Chicago because the NFL hates
Don't
Matty
do that.
Stafford.
It's a major city. It's the Chicago Bears. It's the franchise has been around for 100 years. Okay, I think it deserves prime time.
So, J-Rod, who do you got, the Rams or the Bears?
Whew. All right. I know that the Rams are the better team. I do. And I know that Matt Stafford is the better quarterback. They also have the better receivers. However, seeing what I saw last week, okay, not only with the Bears comeback against the Packers, but the skate by that the Rams had against the Panthers, I lost a lot of confidence in Matthew Stafford. So, with that being said, 0 degrees. I like the Bears running offense more than I like the Rams right now. And I think that the Bears defense is very opportunistic. And there's going to be a mistake made just because of the weather conditions. And I think the Bears are going to win 2017 and advance to the NFC Championship game for the first time since probably the time they lost Aaron Rodgers with Jay Cutler. So, yeah.
Yikes.
Bears 2017. Yeah, in Chicago.
Raf.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is my America's game of the week, the closest game of the week, the game to watch of the week because, guys, wow. 2 stories that can be told. I don't know if you guys saw that locker room speech by Peyton Nails Williams for his coach. I felt that in my heart. But listen, guys, there's one thing about sports. Never think with your heart. Think with your mind. Give me the Rams 27-20. Guys, we got to stop. When we make predictions, we got to stop looking back. I'm sorry. They win a game. You win a playoff game. What do they say? Doesn't matter how you won it. Have a fresh start for next week. You're facing a whole other new team. So as bad as Stafford did, as Mitty played, they're not facing the Panthers anymore. They're facing the Bears. For as lucky, well, we could say how lucky the Bears got against Packers. They're facing the Rams. So this is both fresh for both teams. I don't give a damn how cold it is. Give me the Rams. And I'm biting my tongue, Jay. You know I don't like Stafford, but the script is in. The script is in.
So J-Ron, I should be feeling good, right? Raf's picking the Rams, but know what Raf's mind is doing. He did it with us with the Chiefs all season long. He said, "Oh, don't let Mahomes not make the playoffs." Oh, he kept going with the Chiefs every time there was a big game. He said, "No, I got Mahomes." He's trying to do it again.
I'm not trying to do anything. I'm not sure what's left here.
This guy, Caleb Williams. All the signs from last week, guys, they say pick the Bears. Caleb Williams, this is it. Early legacy game for him. Chance to be proven that guy. I'm top 5 in this league. I'm the future of this league. Right, like we said, the temperature is going to be 0 degrees. I've seen the fake stats on Twitter. Oh, Stafford's 1-8 or 1-9 in games below 20 degrees. Blah blah blah. It doesn't matter.
Even though he played in the
It doesn't
dome,
matter.
he played in the dome.
Played in a dome and he still went to Green Bay and he played in Chicago. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Stafford over Caleb Williams is all that matters. I really hope Stafford's finger is okay after that hit he took a little bit in that game. So I hope that's all fine.
I hope his back is good too, because that was a big concern in the beginning of this year.
See, now we're just saying he's faking injuries, but
I didn't
whatever.
say that. You said that. I just mentioned what happened. I was just reporting what I heard in the beginning of this offseason, and that was back.
Bears
injury,
defense.
Can't do preseason.
Nah, they're on the reporter.
The Bears defense, guys, is not good. We saw what the Packers did to them on offense. And I think the Rams, it'll be a very close game because of the cold temperatures. I'm going to go Rams 26-24 in this one.
26-24. So I am the only one who is picking the Bears.
Mm.
So that's our. So we have some differences going here.
All right, next up, guys. Let's head to the Mile High City. Bills at Broncos, at Sean Payton, at Bo Nix.
At Bo Nix.
Raph, who do you got here?
He struggled, and he struggled, and he got the win against the Jags. Do I have the same confidence against a great defense, against a good coach? Yes. Yes, I do. I have Buffalo Bills beating the Denver Broncos. Give me 28-24 Buffalo.
Okay.
Uh,
Go ahead, Matt.
Look, I thought about this a little bit too. I thought about the Rams. I'm sorry, I thought about the Texans and Patriots for a good 10 minutes. I thought about this one for a good 3 seconds. Because despite what I saw last week from the Bills and almost lost there to the Jaguars, and James Cook struggled against the Jaguars, right? That's the whole season. The Bills, their running game has been key for them, and he struggled. They still won, and the Broncos have the number 2 rush defense in the league. But it doesn't matter because I know who Josh Allen somewhat is, and I don't give a damn about who Bo Nix is. Broncos, pretty much the same offense as last year, where the Bills cooked them in the wild card round, 31-7. And I expect more of the same. I'm gonna go Bills in this one, 27-14.
Oh my God. Why, bro? You're trying to tell me that me and Matt have 3 of the same picks.
I thought you were gonna be different here.
Bro, you know I was gonna pick Pats, you know I was gonna pick Bills, and by your logic, Matthew Stafford is MVP. MVPs don't lose to second-year guys.
I thought you were gonna look at the cold weather and say, "Oh, it's."
I don't give a damn on the cold weather. He almost beat the Eagles, and the Eagles went on to win a championship. So,
But did he?
I mean, we were a play away from it. So, what do I know?
Nah, I don't think. Let's see. You think we're gonna go 4-0 here? That means I'm losing every game because Raph is just jinxing it.
I went 5-1 last week, bro. What are you talking about? You won what? 3? Oh my God! You're gonna be the reason why I lose, bro.
Went what, 3-3? Yikes!
That's not good. You gotta play
My fault.
With your head, bro.
All right. So you both have the Bills,
Here we go.
right?
Sadly.
So honestly, guys, I'm going Broncos. I'm going Broncos. I just think that I think too many times this season the Broncos have got slept on, where there's just like, Bo Nix is just the guy, and it's just he's gonna collapse. I think we've been undercutting this defense, and I think they've been hiding in the shadows these past couple of weeks, and we forgot how good they actually were. And I think that Matt kind of brought it up, having that stout run defense to stop James Cook and kind of get after Josh Allen, which is his kryptonite when you can put pressure onto him and he can't sit there in the pocket and throw that football. I'm gonna take the Broncos 23-20, and I think that Josh Allen fails.
I'd love to see it, J-Rod. I'd love to see it because Raph won't have anything to say.
But yeah, I'm gonna go Broncos on this one.
He's gonna lose, Jay. I promise you, he's gonna lose in his playoffs, but not yet. Not yet.
I just think we're sleeping on the Broncos a little bit, and I think going from the number 1 seed to being out without winning a playoff game, even if it's Josh Allen, you know what I mean?
And our final game, guys, 49ers at Seattle, primetime on Saturday night. The 49ers just lost George Kittle. J-Rod, who do you got here?
Listen, I know. I know. Listen here. I know for the past 2 years what I've seen. And I don't want to take anything away from this gentleman for changing his career.
Oh my God.
But I know who you are. I know what you are. I know who you truly are on the inside. And you are that man who sees ghosts. And you will forever be that man who sees ghosts. And I'm sorry, Sammy boy. I don't trust you. I still don't trust you. To this day, I do not trust you in the playoff spots. There is nothing, again, going back to evidence, to prove to me that you can get this done in the playoffs. I know the Seattle Seahawks are a great team, and I know the Niners are hurt. I can't pick Sam Darnold. I can't. I'm sorry. I just can't do it. There's just something in my bones that's telling me that Sean McVay is going to figure it out. This is a division rival team. It'll be different if it was,
Shanahan.
What I say?
The McVay.
Oh, I meant Shanahan. My fault. Shanahan. Division rivals. It's gonna be a close game, and I think that he has the coaching edge, and I think he could just get it done with McCaffrey there and Brock Purdy, and I don't know. I just think Sam Darnold's just gonna make too many mistakes in this big moment, and he's gonna lose. So I have Niners 35-27.
Well, this is going to be the easiest money I've ever made in my life. Let me just start this, ladies and gentlemen. J-Rod can't trust him, but Raph can trust him. Sam Darnold, first of all, you're not going to put up 35 points on the best defense in the league, Jay. Best defense in the league. Sure, you beat the Eagles. Sure, maybe the Eagles beat themselves. What do we know? But no. It's going to be Purdy and McCaffrey versus a whole team that's fully united, and they're not going to be able to stop JSN. They're not going to be able to do anything to that defense. Give me my Super Bowl pick. Give me... You want to go in the 30s? I'll go 30s. Give me 31-27 Seattle Seahawks. Those are my 4 picks. Lock it in, America. Matthew, if you pick the Seattle, bro, I'm leaving right now, bro. Pick someone else, bro.
J-Rod.
I can't go 4-4. Oh my God, it's over.
Yeah,
Hey,
y'all
Ryan.
4-4. Yeah, 4-4. And because I'm 1-3.
For the first time in Piston Cup history, me and Raph have agreed on all 4 teams.
Oh my God. Yep. I'm not watching Super Bowl. I'm gonna watch Bad Bunny now. That's it. That's all I'm gonna watch it for.
Raph, like you said, the Seahawks, the number 1 defense in the league. 49ers just lost George Kittle. It's Brock and CMC and Marcus Robinson against the
Oh, and
Seahawks.
don't forget Jennings, Ron Jennings.
Juan Jennings, maybe he'll play, do a couple of special throws there. I think, and J-Ron, like you said, the 49ers, their coaching staff, and Kyle Shanahan, the lead offensive mind, and Robert Saleh on the defense. The defense is so banged up. The luck has to run out at some point for them. Not luck, but more just the injuries just catch up to you in this league. At some point, the team who wins in the end is healthy. I gotta go Seattle here. First time, but
Let me ask you a question. You guys both thought the Eagles would win, right? And even if George Kittle being there or not being there, it would have changed your mind, right? So why can't you have the same mindset going against Seattle? They only lost George Kittle.
because I saw the Eagles struggle all year. We didn't know who they were anymore. Like Seattle, they've been there all year long. They've won big games. First
the
playoff
Niners beat
game,
Seattle, right? They split with them, right?
they beat them, week 1, I think.
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that, Jay, because they did beat them. But you know what happened on January 3rd? Sam Darnold hugged Purdy, said, "I'll see you in a few weeks, bro." And look at us.
Look at that.
Look at us.
Shit. He's already seen the ghost.
The ghost that the San Francisco 49ers put up. How many points, Matthew?
3.
Yo, Matt, remember when they told Brady that he's only gonna put up 21 points in the Super Bowl, and he laughed, and he was like, "We'll see," and he was a liar because he only put up 17 points in that Super Bowl. And fucking lost.
J-Rod has hit unk levels of hell, Matthew, because I just got, first of all, earlier we got Tomlin to Dalton, and now we got Purdy to Brady.
No, I'm just saying, like,
Wow.
I'm saying the fact that you have so much trust in Sam Darnold, like the fact that y'all just willing to be like,
It's not really about, because I don't think Darnold will be great. I don't think he will be perfect. Like, maybe he throws a pick, maybe he throws 2, but I just don't think the
Jay.
49ers
But you
offense.
think he could throw 2 interceptions and survive? You think he could throw 2 picks and win that game?
The Seahawks
Bro, who do you
defense-
think? Who do you think Brock Purdy is, though, bro?
Bro, wait, hold on. It's not Brock Purdy. It's Brock Purdy and CMC. How many times did
No, it's CMC with the sidekick of Brock
Whoa,
Purdy. You're right,
Whoa, how many times did the Eagles turn the ball over?
bro. One of the passing touchdowns wasn't even Purdy, bro.
Okay,
It
but
was Jawan Jennings.
Okay, but we're talking about. Hold on. I'm sorry. Was Brock Purdy in the Super Bowl? I forgot. I must imagine that.
And I'm glad you mentioned that.
Okay.
Very glad you mentioned that. Very glad you mentioned that.
How many playoff appearances does Sam Darnold have?
0, right?
No, this will be his second playoff appearance. And you guys are just like, yeah, he's gonna carry this.
When was he in the playoffs? Oh, last year.
Yeah, when he got fucking boat
Vikings.
raced. He got boat raced, and he was the number 2 seed in the NFC, and got boat raced when he was in Minnesota. That's why they didn't sign him. That's why they let him walk and go to Seattle. And we're in the same position again. And it's not just you guys. Everybody across sports are like, the Seattle's the number 1 team, and I'm like, how? How are we just assuming that because the QB is the defense is great, but again, they're young. They haven't experienced playoffs. We see what happens with young teams in playoffs. They fumble, and I don't trust Sam Darnold. I just don't. I don't think that he can have, not that he will, but I don't think he can have a CJ Stroud kind of game against the Niners and survive. No way. I think the offense is too good.
Here's my reasoning, guys. I've been saying it since the playoffs started, and I've been saying it since Seattle got the first seed, guys. All you have to do is have a decent to good quarterback with a great team around you. And the reason why I told you, Jay, to remember what you just said about the Super Bowl appearance, because let's be honest, did we ever trust Brock Purdy to make that Super Bowl run? Let me know right now. Did we trust him? Did we trust Nick Foles to go in that playoff run and go to the Super Bowl? No.
Okay,
Every so-and-so years, we always have these mid quarterbacks make it with a great team around them, and that's why I'm big on the Seattle Seahawks. That's why. That's my reasoning behind it.
And that's a fair point, but I'm banking on Brock Purdy already seeing the experience. Like if it was Brock Purdy 2 years ago, then I was saying, and I probably wouldn't be saying this because I haven't seen it. He's Mr. Irrelevant. It's the fact that I do have a little bit of evidence where he hasn't won the playoff game, and he was bad in that playoff game. And Minnesota was a good team. They had a great defense. They had weapons, and they couldn't get it done. And I just don't trust Sam Darnold. I know Brock Purdy can get it done in the big moments. I know Kyle Shanahan can get the shit done. So I'm gonna trust.
If they were somewhat healthy, J-Rod, like maybe you'd have me, but the injuries got to catch up to them at some point.
The Niners always have injuries, and somehow they always make it. Like, they always push through for some reason. Like, literally, the reason they lost to the Eagles in the NFC Championship game was literally they lost their third-string quarterback. Like, CMC was throwing the ball out there. You know what I mean? So, like, I just feel like they have a good shot to beat in Seattle. We'll see.
Here, I get my score. I got Seattle 23-15.
Yeah, I got them 30. I got 35-27 Niners. The score might be a little ridiculous, but that's what I got.
30. So you said 37 points?
35. 35-27.
35 points on the number one defense in the league with CMC and the bums.
CMC and the bums.
Wow.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, Matt. That's what I'm trying to say.
That covers our NFL talk.
Either I'm going to be in the hole with these wins and losses, or Yatu are cooked.
That's literally what it is. That's exactly what it is.
It's literally one or the other. It's either Yacht cooked or we split the wins.
See what happens.
Raph, you want to talk about, I think beginning of the podcast, but then we never got to it.
Yep.
Oh yeah, so like first of all, what do you guys think about? Yeah, well, let me start off with Matt. This is your favorite wrestler of all time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What do you think about Lodi Rhodes losing the championship?
I loved it. It was the best birthday gift I could have gotten. Drew McIntyre deserved this. He won his other two championships in the COVID year. No fans there. This was a great moment for him, even though it's as a heel, but it's still a great moment for him. Cody Rhodes, I never want to see the man touch the world title ever again. His reign ends at what? How many days? 100 something, 200, whatever.
Yeah, like 100 something.
Winning at SummerSlam against Cena. This was great. This was great. Glad I don't have to be in 2026 right now with Cody Rhodes as champion. This was good.
Such a hater, bro. Such a fucking hater, bro. That man carried the company on his shoulders, and this is how you treat him. This is the respect you give him.
The company.
So right
Not sure what you were watching.
when he comes back and he fucking murders your favorite's favorite with his Homelander arc, I don't want to hear shit from none of y'all.
So, Ralph, what's next for Drew here?
Listen, guys, this is the reason why I wanted to talk about this. Wait, J-Rock, actually go first. Say your piece about your guy losing the championship.
All jokes aside, he had to lose it. I was telling Rap earlier. Like, there's no way Drew McIntyre could have survived losing this match. Like, I'm even a little bit upset how it happened because I kind of makes him look like a coward, but at least he won the shit. Because this would have been the fourth time in a row where he basically called out Cody Rhodes and then would have just lost. Like, you would have like a bum, just give up, go to AEW. By then, like, you're not doing anything here in WWE. So I'm glad they gave it to him. I'm glad he got to win it in front of not his countrymen, but closer to Europe than American was in front of fans. So I'm glad he won it. I don't think he holds it long. I think he probably loses it at Rumble, maybe to Jacob Fatu. I don't know. It would suck if they gave it to Cody Rhodes right back. I don't think they're gonna do that, but we'll see. But yeah, definitely the right call.
I agree with you guys. It was time. He wasn't doing anything with that. It was just constant back and forth. When Drew interfered in that Obafemi match, I'm like, okay, there's something that we're not seeing here because Obafemi, he's the next thing. He's the next big thing. But no, honestly, guys, it was just the way that he was just getting involved with it and how he was losing these matches is like Cody wasn't like dominant winning. But the reason I wanted to bring it up, guys, is because this is the route that I kind of see it going, but I don't know if they have the balls to do it. So we obviously know that Cody and Roman have to do the number 3 match, right? And I don't see it going on at Saudi in 43, guys. I don't see it happening in Saudi. I see it happening this year, but I don't see the championship being in play here, bro. I think that they're going to main event it without the title. I really think so, guys. I really think so. And I was talking about with one of my coworkers that this is perfect to do it without a title because everyone is already invested in this. Like, we already know their history, right? We know that it's 1-on-1, it's 1-1, and obviously me and you, Jay, we know that we're always thinking about who's QB1, who's OTC1 or whatever, and this is the best way to settle it. And the way that they can do that match is Roman wins or Mr. Boss of the finals, he can come and he can try to play a factor in this and set up a potential Saudi Mania versus Roman. But in all honesty, guys, we are getting into I do see this as being a reset, and I feel that this is a perfect way to like elevate other people. We already see that we're about to see Drew being a champion, and this is the perfect way that they can elevate someone else. So the thing that sucks about this is that who would be your night 2 main event? Would it be Drew? Would that sell tickets? I don't think so. Do you put Drew versus someone else or the championship, whoever's champion at the time, against someone else, and then you have Roman and Cody after? But I do sincerely see this being that we're going to get Cody and we're going to get a Cody versus Roman moment at the Rumble. Roman's going to eliminate him, and then we're going to see something in the works with that. But what do you guys think about Mania regarding this? Do you see Cody being champion at Mania for the 3rd straight time, bro?
It's interesting because I did think Roman and Cody would fight at this Mania, but you're right, it might not be for a title because I don't know how Cody gets the strap back.
Did Rock and Austin have a title?
Not the 3rd time, but that was Austin's last match. Well, at the time it was his last match, so that's kind of why it went on last. I like it. I don't know. I want to see how you get it through as main eventing with no title, like with just Roman and Cody. Like, I feel like something would have to be up for grabs. Something would have to be like, I don't know, maybe like entering a title match for night 2 or something. Like something to make it because just their rivalry being like QB1, like I don't like that for Mania. Like it doesn't have any like gravitas to it. Just me personally. But like, does Roman win the title from Drew at one of the like at the Elimination Chamber? Like, do we do it that way? And we set up Roman as the champion?
I don't think Roman and Cody need another title for a while. I don't think so.
I think I don't know.
I think Roman needs one.
Why does he need one, bro?
Because Roman is just a guy now.
You want to talk about just a guy? Who's that fourth member in the division? His name is Austin.
Yeah, I forgot. That's fine.
I forgot his name.
Whatever.
I still think
That's fine.
I still think he's Seth henchman. I still think he's not. I think this is like all bullshit.
I hope so, because he's just fucking looking like shit.
Yeah.
As usual. They just just doing garbage. JD McDonough of the Judgment Day is just
I didn't even
garbage.
notice him when he came out, which is crazy.
But no, I think Roman's just like, I don't know. This like, do you look at it like, okay, he had his shine and whatever, time to give it up to the younger guys now, so you just got to elevate everybody now before he retires. Like, but I think to elevate Roman again, you got to give him a title. You got to make him important again, because I really don't. Roman, like, and what is Roman right now? He's a face that's like, Loki acts like a heel. It's like
he's an anti-hero.
He comes in, he wins a match against Bronson Reed, and then he leaves. Like, that's his legacy. He's not fighting for anything.
Exactly, and it's just,
guys, the Rumble is in 2 weeks. Relax.
I hope so.
Relax.
I don't want to see Roman and Cody again.
Who do you have
soon? I honestly think it should happen not at next year's Mania, but the year after. I think you give it time. You let Cody, by then he'll probably have a bunch of other garbage title wins by then, and it'll still be great, and maybe Roman will get one big one by then, but it's just, I don't think the interest is there for OTC1 and QB1. I already saw two peak, like WrestleMania 39 and 40, like those were peak matches between them.
It's never gonna reach that level.
It's like, what does this do now? For what? Like,
it settles the odds, though.
It doesn't. For what? I mean,
well, you have to. I feel like you have to do it. You have to settle the odds.
I feel like it should happen, but it should happen naturally. Like, it should be like, he's champion and he wants the title. Like, that's what it should be. Or like,
what's the story here? Roman just didn't. Right at Survivor Series, Roman was like, "Oh no, I'm not gonna help you up," and yeah, I'm never working with you again. Yeah, you're a bitch. And Cody's like, "Well, fuck you too." Like, I mean, that's just like seeing on Rock. There was a real tension there of like, these are the two greatest of their times.
Cody
and
Rhodes
like,
should injure Jey Uso, okay, and then show
oh my God,
to Jimmy Uso's house and holding.
I seriously work.
Baby.
I think that a third match works if Cody is a heel.
Yeah, Cody
or if Roman goes back to a.
And Naomi's
you mean turns heel in that match, or he's a heel heading into the match?
As a heel.
Yeah, he goes to Jimmy's house holding his newborn baby. He goes,
how about this? God damn, Jay.
He takes Uno. How about this? He just rips that shit. He breaks it in half. Like, he's got.
How about this, Matt?
Total villain arc.
How about that? Roman is still the anti-hero, because Roman's gonna still be the anti-hero he is.
But Roman is this. Roman doesn't even know whatever anti-hero. That's just garbage.
That is an anti-hero, bro.
Yeah, but he's just garbage right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyways,
he goes out there and he says, "Acknowledge me." Why would I want to acknowledge you when the whole point was, oh, you're not a heel anymore, so you automatically get acknowledged. So you don't need to ask them to acknowledge you. Like, what's... And yet he's still out there, like, wherever city acknowledged me. That makes no sense.
The reason we're acknowledging you is because you were champion. Now you're nothing. What am I acknowledging? You have nothing.
Wait. He's still the face of the company.
But he can be... He's acknowledged because they all put up the ones now naturally, as opposed to before.
Every big wrestling event, they're chanting his name, bro. They're chanting his name. He's still the guy, bro.
But Raph, what did you say you want the best players to go after the championship?
Okay, but at the end of the day, that's your way to elevate others. Put others in that title scene. It doesn't always have to be Roman and Cody.
Bro. Nobody cares about others.
Who do you have?
That's the problem. That's my problem, bro. That's the problem. Why aren't you including others, bro?
Who do you have winning the Rumble, Raph?
I have to do research. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll get there when we get there, J-Ron.
I have my pick already, and it's like one of those things that could be really obvious. Also, I think it'd be perfect, but we'll see.
I do like, and I hope it stays this way. We don't know where stuff is going. I feel like last year was, outside of course, The Rock getting in there with Cena, but everything else was like predictable as hell. I like that so far. It's like, okay, nobody's even declared for the Rumble yet. Like, I kind of want it to stay that way.
It is crazy.
Like,
it's 2 weeks away. It is kind of crazy. They haven't really talked about it.
Like,
because last year we had like 16 people. We already knew it was going to be there.
I can't stand that.
Yeah, I agree with Matt.
I
can't stand that either.
Like, we were there.
I give you guys 3 picks to beat me. Like, you guys can't beat me yet. Like, no.
I actually like that nobody's announced it because it's like. Because, like, we were, like, literally had a list written of people already that was going to be in the Rumble.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this person's going to take this spot.
Oh, yeah, it's already 16.
Yeah.
We already have 16 right.
When it was 29 and then 30, we were like, oh, it has to be Logan Paul because he was the last guy to...
Yeah, that's trash.
Yeah,
I remember we were watching it, and that was like, yo, it's 3 left, and we already know who's missing. That was bad, bro.
That's awful.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. Royal Rumble is 2 weeks away.
I know, it's crazy.
2 weeks away.
Yo, bro, I can't believe we're going to watch this Rumble, bro. Like, it's Saudi. Like, I can't believe this is actually happening.
Guys, we literally have to mute our Twitter, mute our phones, bro.
So that's what we're going to do. The show starts at 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
So we can't go on Twitter until 7.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
No,
yeah,
like,
that's cool. That's cool. I can think about the human rights I'm violating. Lol. Why was it? Yo, bro, when I see it's like, it's gonna sound weird, but like when the female Rumble happens and I see them coming out in their like long sleeve, it's just like, damn, bro, like they really just can't like wear what like that's crazy, bro. Like it's just they can't wear what they want. Like when Mania happens, bro. When Mania, like the Manias, like they get like their best outfits, and they can't even do that shit, bro. Like. It's crazy.
All these sports have completely sold out to Saudi Arabia. Completely.
TK.
Every sport.
And then they charge you $35 for ESPN Ultimate, which is not ESPN Plus, by the way. It's something totally different.
I saw that they were talks that they were gonna get like sued or something because in the original like promo they said, oh, if you have ESPN through cable or whatever, you're gonna get it. And then all of a sudden they came up with a fake package, like
they said if you had ESPN Plus, you would have it, and then they changed it, and it was like, nah, there's like this new thing called Unlimited or whatever, and it's like $10 more. Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there, guys.
All right,
big
boys.
Weekend.
Divisional rounds upon us.
Yep.
All right,
see what happens. Will J-Rod be on top of the bracket?
Real quick, national championship. Who y'all got?
I got Mendoza.
I got Mendoza. Yep, Indiana. The Jets will trade every single player on the team for him,
and he'll be a bust. All right, later, guys.
All right, boys.